cow. How now, brown cow? Good morning, good morning, good morning, or afternoon. It's Ruth Marquise, your favorite realtor. Welcome to the Ruth and Relationship Show. I am your host, Ruth Marquise, aka your favorite realtor. Uh, aka your favorite credit specialist, aka your love negotiator. I help men and women relate, get into quality relationships that lead to quality families, that lead to quality communities, that leave quality legacies. Let's build. Hey, Lily, how are you today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today's topic is independent women are getting tired. They're getting tired, love. We tired in these streets. Thank you, princess. All right. So, what I wanted to do, change my hair color. And I wanted to talk about, well, first let's talk about the graduation. Okay. Congratulations to my daughter who graduated high school today. Woo! Honey, we made it. One down, three to go. So I listen. She's going to Cheney on a full ride. Thank you, Jesus. And I'm so happy and proud of her. And I'm about to be the moms that they be like, who's the mama? All right, because I'm gonna keep it young. Who's the mama? You know how you see the three black ladies in the picture? You like, who is the mama? I'm really stuck. Pretty soon that's gonna be me. I was waiting for that moment. Anyway, I've been waiting for the moment, hey, all my life. All right. So today we're gonna talk about um basically how we were raised, how we were brought up, how we were taught. Okay, because everybody didn't. If you want to hear, say hi. If you're watching this on a replay, hashtag replay. Everybody was not brought up by just only what their parents said. Can I get an amen? Right? We kind of sorta, people my age, if they're older than me, they don't even know, they don't know the AOL sound, right? The email, I remember email came out, I was what, fifth grade, you know. We had Macintosh, the big floppy disk, you know. We take the big floppy disk and put it in the computer. The computers were like tan color, so the internet has really evolved and is becoming some people's parents, unfortunately, right? And so that's why it's so dangerous to only get your advice from there, right? And parents have been working, so we had to figure some stuff out by ourselves. It used to be TV. Okay. Remember back in the day, they was like, oh my gosh, I watch too much TV. You so close to TV, you're gonna be blind. Right. But then what they didn't understand was yeah, I mean, it wasn't good to watch TV, but I became very smart. I was like, I know a lot of stuff. Hey, Chuck, he says, hi, Ruth, looking beautiful. Thank you, Chuck. How are you? Appreciate it. All right. So we learned a lot, from the internet and music, culture. So some of the things that the women were learning while the guys was teaching y'all that women was bees and hoes in the rap song, the women were teaching us to be, like independent women. Okay. It's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself. It's called being an adult, right? But independent to the point where it's like, I don't need nobody, I don't need nobody. uh that only becomes a problem when you want to couple with somebody. Okay. That only becomes a problem when you want to get married. Okay. That only becomes a problem. So you be all independent as you want to, do whatever you see fit, ma'am. But at the end of the day, like I was telling somebody, I said men lose their independence to be in a relationship. So women have to lose some of their independence as well. And y'all become interdependent. Nothing wrong with it. I don't know, like, how like the movie stop at the good part and then it don't tell you all the rest. That's like we got to the part where like, yay, we're independent, we're free. And then it was like, okay, now how do we build families, right? How do we make sure our kids have a mother and a father in the house? That's all cute. I was listening to Six of God is just now in pin comment. Thank you, boo. And what's happening is she was saying how childhood Like when you're a child, that's when you're supposed to make your kids happy. But when you become a grown up, it's not always about you being happy. Thank you for the love. It's not always about you being happy. You got to be an adult and grow up and do things you don't want to do. What are some of the things we have to do? Sometimes we have to go to work when we don't want to go to work. Sometimes we're going to have to um we're gonna have to cook food when we don't feel like cooking food because it's just the best thing for us right then and there. Sometimes we're going to have to get on a budget when we don't feel like it because you call Ruth and say, Ruth, I'm gonna buy a house. And I say, how much money you got? And they're like, oh shoot, we gotta actually save money to buy something. Right? So you're gonna have to like make hard decisions and choices, and some of that stuff you have to decide for your family what you're actually going to give up, sacrifice for your children, for your future children. You know, a lot of us are not setting up our children properly. We're not like, I mean, in my mind I have determined like what I want. I like somebody, let's tell the truth, okay? Somebody got to sacrifice to get the family on track, okay? If anybody can resonate with that, somebody got to sacrifice. If everybody sit back and wait on somebody to give you something, it's never coming. If everybody's sitting back waiting for the millionaire and the family start handing out checks, it's never coming. If somebody's waiting for somebody to say, here's a business, let me give it to you, it's never coming. So you have to decide, instead of you being mad, like, why wasn't I left anything, right? Why wasn't I getting $1 million policy? Like, why? You got to decide, I'm going to do that for my children. I'm going to make a better, I want to make a better situation, scenario, and possibility for my kids. And I have to look towards the future because if your kids are here, then you have to do everything in your power to make their lives better, easier, whatever. Now you can say, no, they're gonna have to struggle like I did. Now, how's that working out for you? You know what I mean? If do you think some of the top people in the world, do you think that Mr. Facebook himself, do you think that Mr. Elon Musk himself, I don't know them, do you think that they started out with oh, we in the hood, we dodging bullets, we dealing with mental health issues? Or do you think that their family passed on a two-parent household? I didn't go look up all these people, but what I'm saying is, what is your legacy that you're passing on to your children, right? What is your legacy that you are leaving them? You can change that story anytime you want to. All you got to do is make some different decisions. Somebody made it very clear. It's like, listen, the decisions that you made yesterday, they affect today. And the decisions that you make today affect tomorrow. So at some point, somebody in the family got to say, you know what? I'm going to take this business, I'm going to take it all the way to the top. I'm going to lose sleep. I'm going to lose time. I'm going to lose energy. I'm going to lose friends. I'm going to lose whatever I got to lose so my kids don't have to do what I did. And that my grandkids and my great grandkids. But if nobody does it, it's never going to happen. And everybody has this choice. Everybody has this option. Are you going to have to lose some entertainment, some fun, some sleep, uh, some quality time with your family? Absolutely. Thank you for the likes and thank you for the hearts. What are some signs that an independent woman is almost tired? So yeah, I'm getting tired. It is weighing on me that when I have conversations with women and I know what it's like to be single, married, divorced, start over and start again, be a business owner, all of these things, and it doesn't sound good that you're trying to move forward, but you got all this stuff weighing you down. You know what I mean? And I can sympathize and empathize, and I can tell them, what's this? No questions yet. Oh, cool. Right. Almost tired. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, being independent is going to make you tired. Doing it all by yourself. Do you really think it took a man and a woman? I'm trying to hide it down. Man and a woman to come together, have a baby, and then one person walk off and then one person take care of the baby by themselves. Do you think that's how that was supposed to work out? No. But what the problem is, it's like, oh well, I don't need you. I'm independent. I don't need you. I can do it by myself. but you kind of shooting yourself in the foot because like, I kind of do need you. I'm the lady that came, I'm fine, I don't care, I need, and I was like, you know what, it's not so bad having another parent watch the kids while I go to work. It's not so bad, having family or support. It's not so bad. So you can't do it by yourself. They say take a village to raise a child. That went out the window a long time ago. Women are raising one, two, three, and four kids by themselves. They are tired. They are exhausted. When you have kids, they don't care about mommy need a break right now. Mommy needs time to herself. They don't care about that. What they care about is what they need done. And it seems like, oh, y'all being selfish. It's like, no, they're not. They need their mother. And it's okay. But at the same time, how are you gonna draw those boundaries when you're doing everything by yourself? Hey, Aaliyah, how you gonna do the whole job by yourself, be there completely for them, but never be there for yourself, and then be upset about it? Then are you really bringing your best self to your children? Are you really bringing your best self? No. But if you keep, I'm trying to tell you, if you keep on believing lies and say, do it by yourself, do it alone, do it alone, and it's like I'm shutting the door to having the opportunity for a partner to do it with me. Shutting that door. Guys don't say, I'm gonna do this alone. What? Did the guy say, I'm gonna do this alone? I'm gonna stay single until my kids are done. They don't say that. Only the women say that. Like, look, I'll show you. Have you ever? There's a saying, why bite your nose to spite your face? We doing it by ourselves. We can do it. It's possible. You are strong, but at what cost? Do you know that women are dying early now? Men used to die before women because of the stress. Now the women are dying too. Y'all think it's like, oh, you just want to be mean to women. No, women are dying in our Haitian community. You're more likely right now to see a working woman die faster than her husband. And back in the day, it was the men dying. Why would the men die, y'all? Because men are under a lot of stress. And when they say it's not easy being a man, that's what they mean. Because at the end of the day, when we're like, okay, we're fine this month, the next month the man is going out there to hunt for new meat, new dragons to slay. And now the woman is doing that, coming back and doing her second job raising kids. Her second job being there emotionally for her kids. Her second job being there and feeding her children and picking them up and dropping them off and being all this extra superwoman every single day, day in and out. So the other day, a woman told me that she wakes up at 6 in the morning and she goes to bed at 1 a.m. Okay. And it's like a marathon. It's like a marathon. Without much help, it's difficult. And this is why we're tired. We're tired because what's worse than that scenario is dealing with a tired, cheating, abusive man, one or the other. You don't want to deal with the drama and the nonsense that comes with lower level men. You don't want to deal with the drama and the nonsense of a man treating you badly. Does that make sense? So you say it's better that I did it by myself. But one part that women are not understanding is that there's a better type of man out there. We never listen. A good man is like the dragons exist, dinosaurs exist. Women do not believe. Y'all think I'm joking? Women, do y'all believe that there are good men out there? You think that men are good? Do you think there are good men out there? Hey, Curvins, congratulations. I just came from a graduation myself. Congratulations on graduating. Good men. Curvins over here is a good man. Women don't believe that good men are out there. If they so run across one, they will sabotage. They will now all of a sudden. I just read a post where it says toxic relationships are easier than healed healthy relationships, because once you find that good person, now you have to heal from all the trauma that you've been through. You are expecting them to cheat on you, you're expecting them to not spend time with you, you're expecting them to act up and not value you. So when you do run across one, you don't know how that be. Tell me where I'm lying. Now let's say you got into a bad situation before, and you're just like, how do I fix it, Ruth? Like, I have children from a previous relationship, I want to move forward, I want to do I'm tired of waiting for someone to come save me, I'm going to save myself. How do you fix that? How do I go from where I am now to where I want to be? Because women are giving up. They're like, he's not coming, this person I thought was coming, he's not coming. Where he at? You don't know what he looked like. You keep walking by him like, oh, he's a square. He's a weirdo. He's this and that and the third. Because that's what the culture told you. Did y'all see the one where the girl, he was like an astrophysicist, and she said, oh no, he doesn't have no personality. I was like, what? He's talking about, well, he like 30 seconds he had to talk about himself. So he don't know. He's all nervous. And he's like, well, I did this, and then I went and did that. I did these great things. He talked like a man. What men talk about their accomplishments, right? So he talked about his accomplishments. She's like, oh no, he just doesn't have any personality. She's like, no, he don't look like he if Princess, if you're listening, check my Instagram. Um, he doesn't talk in this, you know, popular way. He enunciates his word. It's like bringing y'all. Were y'all ever in a high school? Was it just me? Like if you wore your book bag to school, act like this a book bag. If you wore a book bag to school, they would make fun of you. And I was like, how is this possible? If you spoke well, you spoke like a white person. All this dumb stuff. Anyway, moving forward. So we have all these stereotypes, we have all these reasons, we have all of these things, and we are doing it to ourselves at this point, because if every single time you get in a relationship with somebody and they're not treating you well, at some point your picker is wrong. Your picker is off. You can't assume that all men are bad men. You can't look at a guy and judge where he's at. Oh, he's single. I was watching the Bling Empire on Netflix, and you see, I came to the realization that, when men are single, they act one way, and when they're in a relationship, they act another way. But we seem to think like all men act one way. They're either, players, or they're just not. And it just all depends. Like if they're not in a relationship, that's why they don't give you that relationship title so quickly, because they know how they gonna move, right? So the girl, she's upset because he like slept with a guy before they like went on their date. He slept with a girl before they went on their date. He was just being his son. He's like, but I'm single. Like, what did you want? Like, I'm single. He's like, but ask me if I've ever slept with somebody after the date. And somebody was staring a pot like, oh my gosh, I saw him with a girl. I saw him with a girl, trying to mess up her chances. I mean, I don't know who you have in your life, but you may have somebody that's just like, they can't wait to find that thing. They're trying to save you from that person. They're trying to save you from relationship. Thank you, boo. They're trying to save you, and and at the same time they're planting doubt. So you can't have two scared people. Like, you scared and your friend scared. It's like, listen. So I just said all that to say, basically, that we have to be careful what we believe. We have to be careful what we buy into. It sounds really, really good, like I said, to be an independent woman until you've done it for a long time. I'm not listen. If you're older, you hear my words, and I'm speaking Chinese to you, I apologize. Because this may be for a younger woman that did not get herself so deeply involved, who does not have all the programming that we grew up with, who just starting with a blank slate. because I've come to terms that maybe people will see, like the age or whatever. Some older women, you cannot be like back in the day, if you're not older than that woman, she's not listening to nothing you say, right? Nothing you say makes sense. I seen a couple older women, they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, Ruth, like they resonate with the truth. That's different. But other people, like I have even, like, I don't know if I fired somebody, but I didn't work with them because I was like, no, ma'am, she's older than me and she's trying to sweetie baby me. And I'm like, that's not gonna work because I'm the boss and I'm paying you. Like, man, no, that's not gonna work. Right. So it has to be an older woman and listen to a younger woman. You have to have a level of humility to say, you know what, this girl knows something I don't know. I listen to younger women all the time. As long as you got the wisdom, I've been learning some good stuff from younger women. Okay, so that's a side note. Side note, you can learn from anybody, any age, any sex. You can learn from them. If they know something you don't know, you have to humble yourself. You can't just size them up, look them up, and say, you know what, you can't tell me nothing. Let me see this, and let me see that, and let me see that. That doesn't make any sense, because if they had all the stuff that you're talking about, they wouldn't even waste their breath and time on you. You know what I'm saying? So if they're helping you, it's because they want to see the best for you. All right. And that's all we're doing here. So if older women don't want to listen to what I'm saying and saying whatever, that's okay. There's some older women that's going to understand and agree, but they're already married. They're already married. So when I talk that wife energy, they not some of these long time single women, they're not trying to hear it. But my thing is, prove it. Prove what your this lifestyle that y'all promoting on Instagram. Prove all of that works. And you still have a family. You're not doing IVF treatments. You're not waiting too old to get married and then now you can't have a baby. Prove it to me. I'm not trying to dig at nobody, but I'm just like, when we like, oh no, I'll wait. And then when it's issues later in the past, you don't know what your opportunities that you missed were. That makes sense? So y'all can't prove that partying every week is working. Hey, Rachel, y'all can't prove to me that partying every weekend is going to get you married. Y'all can't prove to me, let me pull, there's girls that get wiped up all the time. But at the end of the day, those guys are going to either tell those girls to stop, and they're like, I'm not stopping. I'm going out with my friend. What's wrong with that? What's wrong? Let me tell you, independent women favorite. Let me tell you, the independent women favorite term is what's wrong with that. When you hear, my friend, what's wrong with that, and you a man, sir, move on. Sir, move on. She's not ready for nothing you have to say. For real. At this point. Because you see, here's the thing about people that like results, like me. I don't care how I get my results. As long as it's ethical and moral, not hurting nobody, I want for the Black community to come together and get married. So if that means that men have to move a different way because they got to move around some women, that's okay. That's okay. They got to know who is ready, who's not, who is open and who's not. See, you may not know what the hell you're doing as a woman, but if you have an open mind, somebody, I need a tambourine. Oh my God. If you had a, that's the best tambourine I can get. If you have an open mind, my friend, wait, wait, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Hey, this little light. If she has an open mind, you can work with her. But if she doesn't, and she lets her girlfriend tell her that's not married, or married to somebody that she wouldn't want to be married to, if girlfriends is advising you, man, let me tell you something about girlfriends. Girlfriends, they're through thick and thin. All right, listen. Let me tell you about women, okay, and Ruth, and taking advice. If my girlfriends tell me, no, sis, take it to the grave. You got to know how to work your girlfriends, okay? I ask you for advice and you tell me something. I learned this a long time ago. If all the girls are saying, don't tell them, take it to the grave, I'm going to tell them. I'm telling. I ain't let y'all have to mess me up. I ain't let y'all. Hey, I'm telling. I'm telling. I ain't letting them heifers mess me up. Anytime a woman say take it to the grave, Ruth, I already know what time it is. Now I know what I must do. Okay? Because a woman who is invested for the long term is not going to do anything in the beginning to jeopardize. Ha. Hey, I have experience in early jeopardization. Hey, Keisha. She said, hey, good evening. Ain't that the truth, Keisha? And somebody tell me, take it to the grave. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing rude. He don't need to. I'd be like, multiple women say the same thing. I'm doing the opposite. I'm doing the opposite. Right? Because probably like, listen, we trying to save face here. Women, we try to save face a lot. Now, let me move on. Independent women lyrics, okay? This is what I wanted to touch on this today. I know we're talking about independent women getting tired. Listen, I had the reason why I say that is because I'm having a lot of conversations with overwhelmed women, but we were taught to be independent. Well, we were taught to be independent, and sometimes we take our independence into our marriage, and the numbers don't add up. If he's making more, then you gotta like relinquish some control because now we have other people involved. Now it's about the team. The family is the team. So if the family is the team, I have a point guard now. Come on, somebody. The point guard is telling me, listen, I need you to catch the rebound, Ruth. Come on, I know y'all don't know basketball like me, but I don't know that much. But that part I do know. The point guard is telling me, I don't need you to score points, Ruth. I need you to catch the rebound and maybe throw it back up. I need you to do something different. I don't need to do what I do. I need to do something different. You have to consider it because it's what's good for the team, not what's good for you. What's good for you is to always have access to your money and go to work and nobody can tell you what to do. Except for your boss. Except for your boss. Your boss telling you what to do. Okay. I'm going to leave that alone. Y'all okay with the boss telling y'all what to do? So I'm going to tell you why. Because being independent and bringing independence into your relationship can cause issues because when you're independent, now you want everything. If I do this and you do that, and the tit for tat, baby, I learned real quick. We don't tit for tat. When you in that relationship, you don't tit for tat. I do this for you, you do that for you. It did for you. You say the people that do that, that's 50-50 guys. Sorry. I remember I used to throw a lot of shade on the 50-50 guys. 50-50 guys is tit for tat every single time. Well, I did this for you yesterday, so that means you should have did this for me today, right away. They want to pay back for everything. Are you kidding me? Like I was like, I want my money. I should have never gave him the money for something we went half on, but I'm glad I did in the end. But I gave him the money back that he lent me and like half of it so we can like establish whatever we had to establish. And he's like, and by the way, I want my personal money back too. I said, no, nigga, no. You not getting it back. Are you crazy? You did that. You gave me the gift. Hey, Liliana, how are you today? She said, good afternoon. Yes. So I was talking about how we bring our independent attitudes into our relationship. And then we're like, well, this is what I did. And you want him to match you on everything. And that's where the problem comes. And you're like, well, that's not fair. That's not fair. Why do I have to do so much? That's not fair. I'm working just like you. That's not fair. And that's why they keep telling us turn it off when you get home because it ain't going to be that type of party. You cannot ask for marriage, which is something traditional, and bring your modern values into that marriage without y'all both agreeing. Y'all got to agree. You don't think that's fair? Y'all have to agree on what is going to happen here. Right? And so it's just like, I want you to be traditional husband. I want you to provide, but I'm not going to do nothing that wives used to do. Come on, y'all. It don't look like a good deal. It don't look like a good deal. And then you're trying to switch the deal after the deal was made, child. You can't do that. You can't do that. You see why? Women, even after you're married, understand a man's retaliation. I'm trying to keep y'all from getting the man stepping out. He will retaliate. Pay attention to that man. If you do something, she laughing. If you know it's the truth, child. If you do something and he's not gonna Like if you let yourself go, he probably stick around. The girl was saying how they were talking about weight and obesity and things like that. The guy will stick around, but he's going to retaliate somehow. And he's like, I done told this woman to get herself together. I done told her what I like, and she still think I'm gonna stay with her, this and that. He's like, I'll stay. I got kids with her. I'll stay. Hey Henry, how are you? Right? I'll stay with her, but he's going to retaliate. And it might be a quiet one. It might be him stepping out or him not treating her as good as he used to. When you think about how men can retaliate, it gets real scary again. You're like, ooh. What did the girl say? Allie was like, well, she was saying, explaining how she works from home. Well, she is a stay-at-home wife, and all she does is if her husband asks her to do something, right? She sees it as if it's not done. What he asked him, Liliana says facts. Thank you, love. She sees it like if a man asks you to do something, right? Because sometimes rebellion is not even talking, y'all. Let's be real. Sometimes rebellion is not talking. So I cultivated a strategy because I'm quiet, right? And really, I'm a little quiet. But if he complained too much about the same thing, I was like, yeah, okay, and then never do it. But women, you just trying to get out of it in the moment. He's gonna remember that he asked you to do that joint and you ain't never do it, sis. That's still him, you not respecting him. Okay. So with that being said, men will retaliate. If you bring in your little independent woman thing, this is the retaliation. All right, then the bills, you got it, sis. You got it. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that to yourself? You got it. Wait, you used to have it on your own. Did you like it when you were on your own? Now you're in a relationship. Hey, good Irv, good afternoon. How are you? Now you're in a relationship and you're the woman. You're bringing your independent, all my girlfriends say, we should do this. I should do this. I need to step up in this relationship and take charge. Wait, you want a leader, but then you want to take charge. Please explain. You want a leader and a man. You want him to pay most of the bills, but then you want to take charge. Please explain. You want to run a man, but then you mad because you can run a man because he don't take initiative. Please explain. See how it gets all tangled up and messed up? But like I said, you don't do what that man asked you to do, retaliation one way or another. It may not be it may be on a subconscious level, but I just want you to observe. The next time he asks you to do something and you don't do it, see what his reaction is, or you just wait a while. Keep not doing it. Keep wait, what was it? The guy called the girl called the who was it? They have a radio show. I can't remember. It's a Young Jock. Yeah, it was a Young Jock show. And she was like, oh, my boyfriend told me to quit my job. I told this story before. My boyfriend told me to quit my job, and he's just trying to control me. And so when they called the guy, what happened was he was like, yo, she was like, oh, he be telling me to go clean the bathroom or something like this, right? Mind you, he probably was like, yo, hey, shorty, go clean the bath. He wasn't like that. He probably like, hey, babe, can you clean the bathroom at least? I'm paying all the bills. She twisted the story up. And then she was mad, like, how dare he tell me to clean the bathroom? I mean, miss, you was home all day, right? So she didn't like having direct, like some women that they don't like you telling them exactly directly what to do. She didn't want a direct man. She want a man that's like kind of, uh, I don't know, like, oh baby, I'm so scared of you. We get tired of that. So what happened was when you call him on the phone, he's like, yo, I pay all the bills, I do everything. I just asked her to do something small. And she act like she don't want to do it. Oh, then she flipped it around. Oh, that's okay. I don't want to be with you no way. So they're like, yo, we didn't know y'all was about to break up. So he was like, so they asked the guy, do you still want to be with her? And he says, yes. After all this, because men are loyal. If they start something, they're gonna finish it. She said, oh no, I'll get a better guy than you. I get this and that. Mind you, she's not working. She's like, ma'am, you're not working. You live with him and you're not working, but you called up just to embarrass him on the radio. I was like, see, I don't know about that. I don't know. It's like we want to be independent, and in our minds, it's like we don't have to. When we get the opportunity to not have to work, it's like we feel like, oh, well, you said don't work. That doesn't mean don't work in the house. That doesn't mean don't work wherever is needed. Doesn't mean don't be valuable. Men, am I lying? You want a woman to sit like a bump on a log, or you want her to be valuable? That's when they start saying, well, at least do this or that. At least make a sandwich. At least this and that and the third. I'm not giving you something easy. Me make a sandwich? I'm not your slave. I'm not your slave. All right, so let me show y'all where we got it from, because y'all think I'm making it up. No, y'all don't think that, but in my head it's like, let me prove yourself, Rue. Prove yourself. All right. When we were growing up, y'all remember? Anybody remember Destiny's Child? Let me know. Throw a hand up if you remember Destiny's Child. If y'all are too y'all remember Beyonce, cut it out. Y'all all know Destiny's Child, right? They had this song called Independent Woman, all right? Independent One was fine. It's like they went back like, oh, the numbers are great. Let's do a part 2. Oh, let me show you the lyrics to part 2. And when I tell you, this song plays in my head till this day. Thank you, Henry. Till this day. Okay? It's nice to have your own car. So what you think about a girl like me? Right? Part 2. It starts pretty okay. What you think about a girl like? All right. Go through the lyrics, because you want to know how we got here, why we got here. Here we go. Let's start with Beyonce. Now, let me ask you a question. Is Beyonce married? Is Beyonce married, y'all? Who is Beyonce married to? Is Kelly married? Who is Kelly married to? Y'all know she married. Y'all know Beyonce married. Is Michelle married? We're going to get to Michelle in a minute. In a minute. She was engaged, called it off, I think 2 days ago. And I'm going to tell you why. So I'm dealing with the independent woman part, okay? What you think about a girl like me? Got my own car and spend my own money, okay? Because if he bought us a car, then we would feel less than. But it's better to pay the car note yourself, ma'am. Is it really? I don't know. Back in the day when I was getting my car note paid for, I think it was better. It was better when he was paying. She says, only ring your celly when I'm feeling lonely. So basically, you only good. Hold up. When it's all over. Hold up. When it's all over, please get up and leave. I'm not saying they made up casual sex, but I'm saying at this point, what do you think she was talking about? She said, only when I'm lonely. Basically saying men are good for sex. I don't even need you for money no more. I got my own money. Please don't call me baby, because I'll call you. Oh gosh. I didn't even listen. You know how you don't know all the words? He said, because I'll call you. Don't mean to hurt your feelings. Got a lot to do. Because I'm my number one priority. You see that? Because I am my number one priority. So that means you believing and thinking of yourself is great. And being single is awesome. But it's also training us to think only about ourselves. No falling in love, no commitment from me. Please put in parentheses, unless I get pregnant. Next. Every day I'm thinking I'm going to be nice, and it don't end up nice. But I'm going to be nice later. All my independent women, throw them hands up at me. All my sexy women, throw my hands up at me. All my money-making women, throw them hands up at me. All my baller women, throw them hands up at me. Now, let me deal with this. Okay, so they promoted us to be sexy, money making, right? So the 90s, the 2000s, the teens, and the 20s is all about the women making money, right? That's what you see on Instagram. Last thing I checked was in the Neo that says Miss Independent. That's why I love her. She got her own thing. In a little time, right? So we thought now that made it worse because we thought men like when you're independent, right? So it's like, bet the women saying be independent, the men saying be independent. But look at the society right now. Has 20 years later, what year this is? Sometimes I get passionate. Don't be mad. I mean, I'm not mad. I'm passionate. 20 years later, how has it been working out? Independent women are tired. If you feel it, throw them hands up at, throw them hands up. Oh, baller women. There you go. Baller women. Now, what do you see on Instagram? Baller women, money making women, sexy women. That's all you see on Instagram now. So 20 years from now, we don't get our act together. All my single women that never got married. Because 20 years from now, our kids is going to be doing all of this. See, it's okay when it's us. It's okay when it's us. It's okay for us to suffer the consequences. It's fine. But when your kids suffering because you ain't make the change, that's going to be rough. That is going to be rough. All right, cool. Where my ladies, where my homegirls, where my females, where my women. How do you feel about a girl like this? Try to control me, boy, you get dismissed. Do what I want. Live how I want to live. Buy my own diamonds and I pay my own bills. Now, this is coming from women who got a check with a record deal, okay? So they're buying their own diamonds. Some of y'all never bought no diamonds for yourself. But also, some of the richest people we see on Instagram do buy their own diamonds. But one thing y'all need to know about women, we like it better when the men buy it for us. I'm going to say it again. One thing, okay? One thing about diamonds, there's no diamonds like the one a man buys for you, okay? I don't care how much money you spent on it. It's not like a man giving you some diamonds. I just thought I'd add that all in there. But let's move on. I wanted to get to this part. There's a very vicious verse in here. Okay. It's vicious. It's vicious. And the reason why I bring it up, because I heard this today. Where you at? I just saw you. Here we go. This right here. The break broke the whole thing. If you're independent, I congratulate you. If you ain't in love, I congratulate you. Do them boys like they used to do you. If you pimp them, I congratulate you. Okay? So, there you go. There you go. So, what do we do with the song? We became independent. I'm not blaming it 100% on the song, but that was the time. That was the time. Okay? So, now let's talk about women being like this is 20 years later. The reunion. Do you think that Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, plus her last name, I think it's Beyonce Carter, no? Beyonce Knowles Carter, I think is her name. And she hyphenated, right? Okay. And then Michelle, who's still trying to get married. Okay. But didn't work out. So now look at Michelle Williams. Let's look at Michelle Williams. So Beyonce married, Kelly married. I mean, what happened to doing them boys like they used to do you? Where do you see Beyonce in the news for cheating on Jay-Z? No, you don't. That's a Jada thing. That ain't Beyonce. Beyonce said I ain't crazy. Beyonce said I ain't crazy. I ain't crazy. I might walk around, swing a bat or two. I don't want the Beehive to come get me, but hey, I got Jesus. Right? Beyonce was never in the news for cheating on Jay-Z. Ever, ever, ever. That's probably why she was walking around with that damn bat. For real. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. All right, let me pull this out. Let me show y'all what happened to Michelle. Let me give you an update. If you don't know, now you know. Okay. So we, we don't know celebrities, but we just use them as examples of what we can learn. So let me share my screen with you. And shout out to everyone that's been rocking with us. We're on show number 151. Okay, here we go. Now, Michelle has called her engagement off. I don't know who called it off, but Michelle, let me show you what she looked like. Because I particularly want to hold it today. Okay, this was her fiance. She was going to marry a pastor. Okay, this is her and her dude. Okay. Singer Michelle Williams. Oh, wait, was this 2020? Okay. Well, it's an old article. But let me tell you, long story short, she was going to marry him. But one thing I would say, she's like, oh, well, my first name is Tanitra. Like, what kept drawing me at first is I could be myself, right? She was 37 at the time. She said, my first name is Tanitra. My middle name is Michelle. I feel like I could be Tanitra, just ratchet. Okay. I don't know what that means, ratchet. But she says, I didn't have to have on any makeup. If I had to have my hair bonnet, he just made me feel safe, very safe in being myself. That's your first mistake. Ooh, my first mistake. I don't wear bonnets, so I'm a little biased against bonnets. You gotta look good around your man. So okay. Williams later revealed that she called off her engagements more than once during that time because she said she didn't feel worthy of his love. So sometimes when you keep saying like I'm clinging on to my independence, like my life depends on it, you sound like you may sound like you need some healing, because the natural progression after you get your independence is to say, okay, now I'm there we go. So when you are truly independent and whole, it's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's an amazing thing that you have reached adulthood. You can take care of yourself. You don't have to be like date one, like, oh my gosh, I need $40. I'm struggling, right? You can take care of yourself. You've shown that you can work hard. It shows a lot of good things. I don't want it to be like, oh, women can't be independent. It's not that. It's just that it also it's a stubbornness. It's a stubbornness that comes with independence that I want you to see. And as long as you know it's there, you can always adjust. But when you don't even know what you're saying or doing, you're just knowing you're following the program, you're following what? Do them boys like they used to do you. Like I literally heard that just now. Like, let's do these boys like they used to do us. Meaning the Pookies and the Ray Rays did us wrong. So let's go do those guys wrong too, because those other guys that's not getting girls then do you wrong, sis. They wouldn't get nobody, so how could they do you wrong? And you haven't dated everybody. How would you know? Anyway, so Williams revealed that she called off her engagement more than once, and she said she didn't feel worthy of his love, meaning there's healing that needs to be had. Last month, Williams and Johnsons were guests on Essence Yes Girl podcast, where they opened up about their decision to wait on having sex until marriage. Yeah. So it goes on and says basically that she had to go check herself in for depression. A lot of times we need to go back and we need to, like, listen, ladies, and I'm about to talk about this. If we're not in therapy, have a good network of people that can support us emotionally, have some good quality information come to you, like the Ruth the Relationship Show, go to church weekly. We need the reinforcements. We need everything up in here. I don't even know what, Single women, I can only guess because I've never been on my own and single. But I tell my kids all the time, let me tell you something about when y'all leave. It's like, as a mom, I don't know if y'all can relate. It's like, dang, you about to give me some privacy, right? Soon as them kids leave, you like, man. Soon as those kids go, you like, where you gotta go? Where you going? Why? Why? Oh, it made what makes it so bad. Their brother. Oh my gosh. It's just like having a house to yourself is not all what it's cracked up to be. But we've been led. What is this? When they pull you by your nose, we've been led down a path to be like, get your own sis, get your own house, your own car, and then it's like, okay, well, if men do that, this is why men get married. Well, if men do that, get a big mansion. Tyler Perry just bought a whole like 1,000 acres, about to build $100 million property. But it would be better to share that with somebody. It's natural. It's human, right? And so it's okay. It's okay to share your house. It's okay to share your experiences in your life with someone else, but they only told you half the story. Be independent, not also get interdependent with somebody. Share your life. What's wrong with sharing your life with somebody? Anyway, you already know to share your life. Let me move on. But these things stop you from sharing your life because you don't want to relinquish certain things when you have independent mindset. Now, let me talk about the top 10% of concerns for women. Why they're tired. So first, they're tired because they're independent. Okay. I had to ask them, ma'am, you've been working. She's like, I've been working since I was 14 years old. I said, okay, that's about 25 years. Do you want to do this for another 25 years? You want to work every single day. When I talk to modern women about taking a year off, oh, they're like, what is that? I've been working ever since such and such. Even if they have a partner, they only know working, unfortunately. But you know what? There was a generation or two before us the women did not have to go to work and they were not dying early. I'm just saying that. So now they were still stressed a little bit, but I don't think they were distressed. We losing our goddamn mind right now. Okay. All right. Now let's move on. Top 10 concerns. 123 women were questioned, and their top 10 concern was 63% of them says they're stressed, home and outside work. Women have to work outside the home and inside the home. When you think about what men have to do around the house, it's like a weekend thing, but women is like constantly, okay, as soon as I get home, it's another shift. Unless you have like kids under 5, the man doesn't feel like that, right? For the most part. I don't know how men feel, so you had to tell me. Another one is poor sleep. Another one is lack of time for self. Another one is lack of exercise. Another one is financial worries. Oh, financial worries when you are a single woman. And there's you don't have to be rich, but there's a confidence in knowing that that is not only you're in a relationship, that is a burden the man carries. How we gonna make it? You might, as a woman, add or help, but the whole, like, if we actually hit the result, actually hit the goal, that is on another person's shoulders. But when you're independent, when you're by yourself, and especially when you're a single mother of 2, 3, 4, even one child, it gets to be so much. It gets to be so much. Okay. And the beauty of you doing it in a partnership is like, okay, babe, I'm gonna go and step out because let's say you have young kids or whatever. I'm gonna step out and then I'm gonna just take an hour or two. That will be everything for some women. They don't even have that. Women, like, I don't know. We got y'all. Women, we got a little got because we saw moms to help take care of the kids. And we thought when we got help, I hear this all the time, ladies. Raise your hand if you ever thought, like, when I have kids, my mom's going to help me. When I have kids, my mom's going to help me. And here's why we're wrong. We didn't realize that mama got a job too. You see, mama would have to be a homemaker to be able to help us. Mama would have to not work somewhere to be able to help us. But if she still have a job, a mortgage, a rent to pay, she can't help you like you think. Even just like a little bit of babysitting, like you also, if you have your mom, right? All of us don't have our moms anymore, right? But if you have your mom, you also don't want to burden her. I never wanted to burden my mom with having the kids and this and that and the third. Now when they got older, then I'm like, all right, let them just hang around, mom. Like I'll be back, right? Like let them hang around, they'll be all right. But to be like, mom, I need you to, I just had a baby and I need you to watch the baby like 5 hours a day for me. No, there was no. Mm. So you had to figure it all out by yourself. Now, more. Other top 10 issues that women have is relationship problems. Okay. Relationship problems, and we were not properly trained to handle relationships. All right. Emotional abuse is another one. That oh baby, when we get manipulated and stressed out, that's why I said the only way being independent is good, like the step up from somebody abusing you, manipulating you, is better be by yourself. It's better to be by yourself and recover. Absolutely, yes. All right. So emotional abuse, we said. Um, caring for ill family members. Okay, that is some concern for some women. Lack of social or individual support system, right? Um, poor or physical health, poor physical health, and working in home or childcare. And the last is gender bias and harassment. So these are the concerns of women. Let me tell you how I found out being single could raise a person's death by half. What? hmm Obesity is only 30%, right? If you're obese and single, that is like they said basically, thank God you're alive any day. I was like, oh my God, this is what the studies are saying. I'm like, oh my God. If you're obese and you're single. So being single, man or woman, you're gonna die faster. Okay. And obesity, you're gonna die much faster when you add it to being single. And it's kind of hard to date when you're obese. I had to listen to this whole rant and rave about how you can't tell women about anything about weight and your fat shaming and all of that stuff. And it was rough. But at the end of the day, you can argue it, but then you see the health start to deteriorate. And it's something that can be changed. It's something that can be done. But I can identify with the pain of losing the weight and cutting out emotional eating, all this stuff. It's hard work. I'm like, yo, if I could just get this last 10. Oh, I'm at the last 10, 15. Okay, maybe that's what it is. If I could just get this last 15. Oh my gosh. Like it was so crazy because when I was losing weight, I was like, the kids was like, Mom, you're obsessed. I was like, absolutely. The only time I can get things done is when I'm obsessed. That's it. So I ain't worried about that. I was like, I wasn't offended. Why should I be offended? I'm gonna be obsessed. Now, um, they said you're 24% more likely to die compared to married people because married people are less likely to engage in risky behavior. But the study also says it's not the end of the world because all married people are not happy. But they're saying how married people live longer lives. So what are solutions, Ruth? I need some solutions, okay? I think I need a solution. I need a resolution that are known as Aliyah. All right. Number one, mental health. Mental health. Y'all are giving me $50,000 of cash for a house before y'all spend $80 on your mental health. We have to value our mental health, ladies. I'm not saying that men don't need it or women need it more, but I feel like women do need it more because women are less likely to be like selfish, like they're always taking care of somebody. Women are valuable. When a woman is at peace, when a woman is at peace, she's happy, she's healthy, it's nothing like it. When something bothers her, it hurts you. But when everything's all jacked up, and I see so many guys feel like they can go in there. We just like we said the other day, it's like you can't if the person is drowned. Like if you're drowning, wait, if somebody's drowning and let's say you're the man, you're trying to save that person can sometimes pull you into their drama, into their mess, and until now you drown with her. Women go through a lot of things. It's very important for us to keep our mental health in check. If we keep our mental health in check, and we keep number 2, our weight in check, that's personal responsibility. That is like you have to tell yourself, listen, I can change. This does not have to stay this way. Don't be helpless. Don't be a victim. I can change. I'm looking at my video from, was it even last year? Day and night, baby. Day and night. Day and night. I ain't gonna tell you what they told me today. Day and night. Because I lost some weight. And I wouldn't change it for the world. It was like every time I get dressed, like I used to be so mad. And you know what? My anger got like, it's like I would take it out on, I'm like, oh my gosh, look at her. Why is she wearing that dress? See, if I was that small, I wouldn't even wear that. But every time you put something on you and you're not the weight you want to be, or you have a tie around your belly, it's not going to look cute on you. And you're going to be pissed about shopping. You know, some people get happy about shopping. That's because they fit every daggone thing, right? And some people get upset because they can't fit everything. I'm not the perfect size, but man, when I put my clothes on, I'm like, oh man, girl. You know, I'm like, girl. Because I have to switch my thinking, and I will focus on what's wrong with my body versus what's right with it. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to focus on the bottom. I'm not going to focus on that little bit. I was looking super pregnant, and you know, I was wishing I was this size. And I don't ever want to be like, oh, I had it good and I don't appreciate it. And that's how I got back to bigger. Being able to keep it off. I started working out last March in the gym. And when I say I hated gyms, honey, I hated gyms. I did. Now I love the gym. Now I was like, oh my God, it's just my friend, right? Like, oh my gosh, let me go. Do I like working out? No, I didn't say that. I still didn't work out. I was still like, girl, just do something. Just show up. Okay. You got to understand that it's not something that we want to do. It's just something that we have to do because you decide what is the image of myself that I want to be. If I want to be my best self with finances, why would I want to be my best self when it comes to the looks and the weight? So that is the solution. Working on getting active in the gym or walking around. For the longest time I was walking. Every time I was doing them videos, y'all, I had my I remember I used to have a joint. I was like, oh my God, I used to do videos walking around. Like, why ain't y'all telling me to sit down somewhere? I used to do videos walking around the neighborhood with my little joint, and I hold that joint up and walk everywhere. And everybody in Philly was like, what the heck is she doing? Now I'm in my comfort zone, and I can take and do whatever I want to do. But I was walking. I was walking a whole year prior to that. And I think I lost the baby weight off of it just walking. But it's gonna take time if you want to just walk. You taking a slow approach, but you want fast results. Don't make sense. It gotta work hand in hand. All right. Number 3. So after you work on your weight, your mental health, this is in no particular order. You need emotional support. You need to talk to your friends, but you also have to have wisdom. You got to get the research and know when people are telling you something that's not going to benefit you. Girl, you don't need to leave him alone. Leave him alone. And he ain't never done nothing to you. Have the emotional support because when we talk as women, I don't care who it was. This happened to me the other day. If I run into a woman, we would chop it up like we've been best friends for 20 years. In 10 minutes, you find out what happened to them in the last 10 years. Men are not like that. I don't think they are. Right? They're not like that. We just open up and we're like, oh, another woman, let's go. We should start going like right on the street. We don't even need a phone conversation. You need emotional support. Number 4, you need to self-love. You have to have self-love. Time for self. we don't make time for ourselves. I was telling them she's like, oh well, when I get home, I have to hurry up. And I'm like, you need to take a little bit of time. I remember having to sit in the car. I'm like, I'm not going in there. I ain't going in there. I am not going in there. Soon as you get in there, mommy, this and that and the third. You don't have time for yourself. Now I'm just like, oh, everybody out. It's my turn. It's my time. Cut it out. Sometimes I used to like a lot of time, like when you're going through your self-love journey, and at some point in this show, in our 150 episodes, I decided I was going to take myself on dates. I was going to spend time with myself. My favorite thing to do is go to the movies by myself. And sometimes when you're dealing with people that like, why do you go to movies by yourself? I would have went with you. It was annoying. So I don't mind like going out with myself or whatever, doing whatever I needed to do so that I can have peace of mind for myself. So I can have a moment to breathe. Because sometimes we under our kids and it's a good thing. They see us. But now it's like, oh, I don't want to go out because I don't want to leave them behind and this. And I'm like, if you're not good for you, how are you going to be good for anybody else? Right? So you do have to make time for yourself. I'm telling women how to avoid burnout because we're independent and we're tired. We're tired. We don't want to pay $5 for gas. Look, they was like, well, you want to take her out to eat? I said, no, y'all can go. I need the time to myself. I need the time to go back to work. I need me time. Like y'all can go have a good time. I'm good. Time for self is so important. Okay. Number 5, women. Number 5 way for women to avoid burnout: get more sleep. Get more sleep. This whole I gotta have 4 hours. Like, okay, in that 4 hours of sleep, like what was the time where you spent on yourself? I had to learn to burn candles. I was like, what is all this foo-foo stuff? Like, I don't understand it. Now I'm like, oh my God. Like it's calming. Okay. And with that, number 6 is meditation. See, I don't meditate like everybody else. I put Christian meditation in there. And let me tell you, oh my gosh, let me tell you, for those who watch this to the end, I got a good gem for you. If you ever want to lay down and get up like 1,000 pounds has been lifted off of you, you go to YouTube, you put Christian meditation, you pick the one for 8 hours, and they putting in Bible verses. I went to sleep to that one night, and when I woke up, my head was so clear, it was ridiculous. It's like they're basically speaking the word of God over you, and it's like you kind of like invited God to, like when you went to sleep, you give God some time, and God knows how to replenish and renew you for my believers. And like I said, some people have to, they should, I told somebody today, I said, when I walk into church, I come heavy in my heart and I leave very light. And if you gotta find a church that can happen for you. All right. So meditation, it could be 10 minutes, it could be 20 minutes. I found the key to my rhythm. Like I can do a lot. Like right after this, I can calm down, meditate, and then do a totally, completely different task I've never done before. I was having trouble starting different things or studying or whatever. But once I learned to meditate, relax, and take some time, and then jump back into the work that I had to do, I felt like it was my first task of the day and I was ready to go. Last thing I want to say is budgeting. Why? Because financial worries, you know, can really mess with a woman's mind. So I would say you have to budget and find a way to increase income, but in a way that's not going to add more stress. And sometimes it's going to be a long-term play. It's not going to be done tomorrow. But if we do not design ourselves a different life, then we're going to design ourselves our caskets. I'm telling you right now. Ladies, don't play with your life. Don't play with your health. Don't play with your happiness. Don't play with your peace. Y'all playing with your peace right now. And then you mad why you can't get married or whatever because you were supposed to be peace, but you ended up war because of your mental issue, because of what you went through as a child. See, we deny our child, like, oh no, my parents are good parents. Like, but you went through some stuff as a child. And if you don't honor that and work through that, it's going to show up in your relationships. and you're not going to have the relationship that you want. Then on top of that, you're not healed and you have a stubborn mindset that says, I am going to make sure I don't get walked all over in this relationship. Even though you're supposed to be with somebody who cares and wants to hear from you what you want and then make it happen. But you're like, no, I got to take charge. I got to do this. I got to do that. If I don't do it, then nobody does it. And then that guy sit back and you're like, I'm not happy. Okay. You have to decide what you want. You have to make a decision. If you're a young girl and you don't have all these, stories to tell, if you don't got a lot of stories to tell about your love life, go straight in to getting healing and go straight in to be able to take care of yourself. Yes, you do have to take care of yourself. But as soon as you find a good partner, go straight into figuring out who you are first, then who your partner is, and try to figure out how you can include somebody in your life so you don't have to do all this stuff by yourself. We shouldn't have to be raising kids by ourselves, y'all. We should not have to be raising kids by ourselves. So if you're a single mother, you have to decide, I'm going to either, like, I could be single, I could be independent, but I'm going to work towards being interdependent with the man. Best thing you could do for your children. Best thing you could do, as long as you choose a good man, quality man. He does not have to be rich. What y'all don't even understand the resource you have when you have a man. You don't understand it. He allows you to be a woman. He allows you to work on your peace. He allows you to not have to stress out anymore. A good man is going to allow you to give you the space so you don't have to run around like with chicken with a head cut off, because he's trying to take burdens off of you. Hey, what's up? What's this? Mark. Hey, Mark. Right? A good man is going to always do for his woman and make sure his woman is good. He wants to see you happy because your happiness is all he works. He works for your happiness without having to like super simp or do stuff. He works because he wants his wife to be happy. He works because he wants his girlfriend to be happy. Tell me if I'm wrong. He works because he wants his family to be happy. And as time goes by, he's trying to figure out, how can we solve the problems of my woman? Mark says true. Thank you. Mark, some women are just giving up. They're tired and they feel like the guy they with right now, he not really not about nothing. And this is what all guys are. I'm like, no, there's good guys out there that actually care about what you want. Women are designed. We could take care of, how many people ever heard, yeah, a mom can have 5 kids, but 5 kids can't take care of one mom? A mom can have 5 kids, but 5 kids can't take care of one mom. A mom can take care of 5 kids, but 5 kids can't take care of one mom. A woman has the capacity to take care of a lot of human beings. She just needs one person to pour back into her. Y'all gonna make me cry on here. One person to pour into her emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically. Put a smile on her face. And you want to change the community? You just put a smile on your woman's face. Work hard for your family. Be faithful and understand what her concerns are coming from. Okay, babe, I know you're upset and hype and whatever. First, let me check the calendar. If you absolutely bat crazy, let me check the calendar real quick. Okay, now I think monthly, I'm gonna send you to the spa. Look, around the time of the month, send her to the spa. Okay, that's when you do your heavy lifting, guys. Send her to the spa around her time of the month, right? And it's like, okay, now let's time to pamper her. Let's balance her hormones. Okay, you have a full-time person, as when you have a man to who's thinking about how to make your life better, as you continue to pour into the people at work and pour into the kids and pour in back into him. That don't sound like a good deal. That sounds like a bad deal. You right. Because everything y'all do is, I ain't your slave. So you have to give up that kind of mentality for a new one. You got to give up the old mentality of, I'm going to do everything by myself. We got it from, I could do bad all by myself. Come on, somebody. I could do bad all by myself. I remember hearing that stuff, right? Some women need to hear that because they're in a bad scenario, situation, and circumstance. They need to get out. But after you heal, you get better, you survive, and it's time to start saying, how can I make room for someone to love on me properly? How can I make room for a guy? Maybe he's not Denzel, or maybe he doesn't have a muscular body. Maybe he got a couple pounds on him. Maybe he's my height. Maybe, but he could probably love you so well, you would have no complaints. It's a lot of women that's satisfied in their relationship, and I have these conversations with them. They're like, "Oh my gosh, the best thing I ever did was get married." It happens. Well, guys, that is it for today. Independent women are tired. I don't blame them. They're doing it by themselves. They're balancing their checkbooks. Yeah, girl, ahead, girl, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing. Do it. I don't remember the song, but right? Appreciate what you have in your life and try to find out what can I do? What God, pray to God. Pray to God. I'm gonna call God. God, show me what areas in my life where I can improve so I can get the man that you have for me. Show me what areas, what kind of mindsets do I have to lay down in order for me to have what you have for me. Show me what kind of stipulation. I used to put stipulations on it, y'all. I used to want people that were not good for me, right? I don't have those kind of stipulations. They don't have us. If you ask men, they don't be like, oh, she has to be this race, this height, this. They don't have all that. They're open. I had to learn how to be more open to fit for my person to fit. Make sense? We shut it down, we close it down, we have all of these things that we want. He got to be this, he got to be that, and he got to be this, and he got to be that. One thing I learned over the years is God always has better for me. I have to give up what I want, and it may not look like exactly what I want. Real estate was not what I want. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. When God told me to go back to real estate, I was like, God, you tripping. That was hard. Best decision I ever made in my life was real estate. Absolutely. So the same thing I would say for you. To grow, to prepare yourself, get over your mental issues, not get over, but get healing, get help, get therapy, so you can deal with why you act the way you act, why you think the way you think, why would you claim the things that don't work. There are independent women are married. How are you independent and married? Independent mean you pay your own bills, you do your own thing, and you're not married. Y'all don't get that? I'm independent. I'm independent. But when you get married, the law says y'all two is a one. The Bible says two is to become one. You're not independent anymore. You have to give up your independence for interdependence and a ring. And then honor that. And then stick with it and figure out what it takes to make it work. Okay. With that being said, I bless your family. I bless your dating life. I bless your marriages. Okay. Hopefully just one per person. Thank you for watching Ruth and Relationships. Ruth and Relationships. Tell me, can you handle it? It's the Ruth and Relationship Show. Bye bye.